Well, tens of thousands of mourners gathered in Arizona today to say goodbye to conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He's being laid to rest at a public funeral following his assassination on September 10th. CBS News' Chris Van Cleve has more from today's memorial service.
Tens of thousands of mourners turned out Sunday at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona to say goodbye to political activist Charlie Kirk, who was gunned down September 10th while making a public address in Utah. Many in attendance came from out of state.
I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So when everything happened, there wasn't an option to stay home and sit back and watch. It was come out, show my support. I really wanted to be here. And I'm actually from Southern California, and we drove here last night. We got in about 1 o'clock in the morning and woke up at 3 to be here.
Mourners were asked to wear red, white, and blue to honor Kirk. The Department of Homeland Security designated Kirk's memorial service a Level 1 security event on par with the Super Bowl. Security measures include uniform and plainclothes officers, drones, surveillance cameras, and counterterrorism sniper teams. Among those tapped to speak at the memorial, members of the Trump administration.
Charlie started a political movement but unleashed a spiritual revival. My pastor texted me the day after that horrific event and said, "Pete, the devil overplayed his hand." Charlie started with liberty, but ended up lighting our country on fire for Christ. He started Turning Point USA, but this moment is the turning point.
He mattered, and he will matter now more than he ever has before.
Vice President J.D. Vance and President Trump are also scheduled to speak. More tributes for Kirk are planned in the coming weeks, including a National Day of Remembrance for Kirk on October 14th. The resolution to mark a day for Kirk was unanimously passed by the Senate. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Glendale, Arizona.
Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders also declared a day of prayer and reflection in Arkansas for Charlie Kirk. She said the declaration was made as a tribute to his memory and an expression of public sorrow. Well, all the rain this weekend brought the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship to an early conclusion. Only 8 groups managed to complete at least one hole before the rain started coming down yesterday. Tournament organizers say they plan to pay out the $2 million in prize money based on Friday's 18-hole results. And along with the tournament, the fan favorite food festival Bite NWA was also canceled. But one chef didn't want all that food to go to waste. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman shows us how they're giving back to the community.
The LPGA may be canceled, but the community is still benefiting from what's left over. I talked with Chef David Olson, who said the food he was going to prepare for the tournament, he is now giving away for free. With the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship canceled, Olson was left with over 8,000 meals prepared for the Bite experience. Instead of letting the food go to waste, Olson and his team decided to distribute it to the Bentonville community. The team has already distributed 2,500 meals and plans to serve the remaining by the end of the day. This is held at the Clorox sales office in Bentonville. They invite everyone in need to stop by and enjoy a warm meal.
We're serving not only people that are here in line, but we had the local police department show up. We sent 150 meals with them. We have a local church shows up and they're serving disadvantaged communities. We have 500 meals right now that are being prepared to go out to them. We heard about a family who the father passed away last night. We have a dozen meals going off to their family.
Now, Chef Olson told me that he will be here until the last person in line gets a meal. I'll have more on this coming up at your 5 News at 10. In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
A Fayetteville church that's been a fixture in the community for decades is celebrating a big milestone today, 60 years of faith and fellowship. Sequoia United Methodist Church held its first service back in 1965 with just 24 people. By 1968, members built their first space, and since then, the congregation has continued to grow. Today's 60th anniversary celebration included a traditional service, a potluck, and of course, cake. Pastor Ron Hayes says starting something new isn't easy, but watching it grow makes the journey worthwhile.
The beauty of doing it is watching it grow, and as anything happens when it grows, it stumbled, skin, knees, pick them up, make it better, and it's flourishing today.
They're inviting everyone to visit their annual pumpkin patch in just a few weeks. The event is a community favorite, and this year marks 20 years of the tradition. Well, shoppers are expected to tighten their purse strings this holiday season, possibly the most since the pandemic. Bradley Blackburn unwraps this year's holiday outlook and how inflation is expected to impact spending.
Consumers are pinching pennies heading into the holiday season.
In this economy, what we're going through right now, yes, every penny counts.
PricewaterhouseCoopers surveyed 4,000 consumers in 4 different generations and predicts Americans will spend an average of $1,552 a person on gifts, travel, food, and entertainment. That's down 5% from last year, and the biggest drop since the start of the pandemic.
There is just a general consciousness around prices are going to rise, or I'm holding my breath waiting to see if prices are going to rise.
Allison Furman is the consumer markets industry leader at PwC. She says Gen Z is expected to pull back the most, spending almost a quarter less for the holidays than they did in 2024.
Gen Z has grown up in an era of rising costs, so they're very focused on cost transparency.
Furman says baby boomers are the keepers of tradition and will hold steady. All they really want is your presence.
But what do you want for Christmas?
Be with my kids.
Retailers are expected to trot out holiday inventory earlier this year, as they did with back-to-school items in early June and Halloween by summer's end.
A lot of retailers have pulled forward inventory in terms of shipping due to tariffs.
The survey anticipates nearly 40% of holiday gift spending will happen in the 5-day frenzy between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday, with 80% of gift budgets depleted by the end of that period.
Like right around Black Friday is a great time because everything's on sale.
If you do have to keep tabs on your wallet, there's an easy way to feel more like Santa than Scrooge.
Gift cards are a great way to stay on budget and kind of mitigate that awkwardness of having to trade down.
Gift cards top the list this year of what people would most like to receive and what they plan to give. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.